Means that we have to recognize the the three enemies where we have to recognize in the mind, how we have to recognize by thought, speech, and action. What I'm thinking, what I'm thinking about Stephen, what I'm thinking about Dennis, what I'm thinking about Christina, that very thinking leads me to action. So I have to recognize and detach from these thought processes going on. First, I have to detach, then I have to discern, then I have to be still in the mind, stillness of the mind, and be free. When? 24 by 7. So, what are these three enemies? They put you into delusion. One gives you a dream of heaven. What is the dream of the heaven? If I become Elon Musk, if I marry this guy, I will be in heaven. How good he or she is. Christina Raghu, how good he or she is. I will buy this. I will be in heaven. And that heaven is pure either for few moments when you go to the restaurant, or a week if you buy a car, or you marry, maybe for about 5 or 6 months after that. So that is the first enemy. If anything in the world shows you a continuity of pleasure, that is the dream heaven. How it happens? By my thought process. Did you understand? And now go opposite. Sattvic, tamasic, tamasic guna. Tamasic guna. I will teach him a lesson. What that guy did. I take drugs, to enjoy myself. I don't take, I'm just giving an example. So, so uh, it leads you to hell. I am reactive and angry and agitated, no rule of law. I am ready to harm others. That is what I was talking to Ashok. I will not give you the exact reference, but that is what I was talking to Ashok. So our thought process, not an individual, our thought process, he or she did not agree with me, he's crazy. Leave this, leave this. These thought processes taking place in your mind is a great enemy because it repeats itself, it accumulates the impression, and it will translate into action. Say, for example, you are reactive against me, and you may not find a chance to react against me. You will react against someone else because the impression is already accumulated. You will you will react to your honey or your partner or your friend or your son or anyone. Don't talk to me. And later on, you realize, I he did nothing. So there are two pointers: hell, heaven. Two thought processes. One thought process is sattvic. Oh, I will marry and then I will be heaven. I will buy this. I will be in heaven. No, they are material objects. The entire external world cannot give you the heaven at all. Don't talk to your partner. But the fact is this. So we are going in a different direction. And then what, how we should think. And the second one is the tamas inside. The tamas is inside, reactive, angry, hesitated, no rule of law. I always think in terms of harming others, getting into anxiety easily, getting into reaction easily, and burning inside. That puts you into hell. What is the third? Third one is this Rajsik. I'm clinging to these things in the world. There is a sense of clinging. So, what is that clinging? I'm seeking 3P: pleasure, power, possession. Pleasure, power, possession. They are not located in anything in the world. I am sick at my home in the midnight. I have $1 billion in the bank account. I possess that. What will happen? It doesn't mean that we should not earn. So these are the three great enemies. How these enemies work in the thought process in the mind. That's the one master says, it is the mind is the word outside. So if the mind thinks about the real self, I'm the real self. That is the fourth one. Only the fourth one is your friend. Can you start thinking about your real self all the time? When you are talking to your honey, when you are buying something, when you are living day-to-day life, first think of the real self, of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom is inside. So how it is related to my partner? Let me express peace and happiness outside. Let me expect peace and happiness outside from the partner. Either you will follow the three enemies, whether it is Rajsik, let me have the pleasure, and then I will tell him or her that you are crazy. I don't want to say that, but you might have done it. I had done it before realization. So, fourth one, my thought process. I love real self. Why? Because that real self is a different entity than the false I of the nature of peace and happiness. Now, first, I love that, and that is the peace I express in my relationship with anyone, with everything in the world outside. That helps you to change your entire perspective of your life. Today is a long session. So these three, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic guna, creates a mental asylum. I'm giving a very tough mental asylum. You see that tamasic guna. I'm reactive and harmful to people. So now I'm born with these kind of the thoughts. I develop these traits. So if I don't fight with you, I will fight with someone. Very important. We have to detach. We have to discern. I told you detachment, discernment, steady wisdom, liberation. Close your eyes. We will follow. Mangala Charan, we have to get rid of the mental asylum. We will talk about that, how we enter into this mental asylum. The first is place, position, and posture. Second is be moving the mind on the body means changing the direction. Now, I will just point you out, and you have to live into that. You all are great seekers now. So, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So you check that consciously your mind starts looking inside. Now do you realize why I talked of three enemies and one great friend? My mind becomes a great friend when I talk, when I look inside, when I start searching real self. Newton's law of motion. Law of motion was already there. Newton discovered it. The real self is already there. We are discovering it. And then Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. So you are dropping Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Where? On the three enemies. Unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. It has three categories. I just talked briefly about it. Sarvesham Purna Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Are you getting it? What exactly we are doing by Mangalacharan? Many other things that I discussed in detail before, but today we are getting rid of these three enemies, unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. When you don't fuel these thoughts of tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic, your mind is centered in may there be happiness for all, may there be peace for all, may there be wholeness for all, may there be auspiciousness, may there be auspiciousness for all. I believe you are getting it from notification mind to a nirvana mind. That is the, but if you consciously do not change the direction of the mind, you don't experience that change of direction of the mind, it will not work. And the moment you change the direction, you are getting rid of these three enemies. We think of heaven with reference to the material world. We think of a hell means the anxiety, reaction, problem, pain with reference to the same material world. We want to continue to live with the power, pleasure, and possession with reference to the same world, and that world keeps on changing. And the changing nature of the world cannot bring you permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. It will continue to identify with the change. Then you have always a fear, anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict in your life. Do whatever you want to do. You become Elon Musk, you become Bill Gates, and still you have the problem. Did you get it? I believe so. Open your eyes. We are going deeper and deeper. So when I used to see these type of thought processes, especially in India among my students, I used to be very tough. What the hell you are talking? Stop this. But here I have to go very softly. Why? Because we have a different social structure. Christina Rago has a bigger smile. Yes, we have a different temperament here. So the second, Sahasra, do you know Sahasra? Sahasra is the second, audit life, audit, audit, audit. What is audit? Three enemies. You're sitting in a restroom and you have a reaction against your honey. You are not taking care of your mind. Unnecessary. Why? So auditing your life. So let us start sharing what happened since the last session. Yes, Dennis.
Thank you. My weekend was quiet. I didn't have any challenges, or at least I didn't notice them during the weekend. It was peaceful both inside and outside. I was working on the computer and in the garden, and I just continued to live in peace and do the satsang regularly.
Beautiful. Do you see that how how that state of the peace continued? It did not continue because of the material world. It keeps on changing. Something inside. So we are bringing it on the surface. That is what is happening in our life now. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. Weekend was quiet. Everything's been really good. My contemplation reflection is I always find it, somewhat funny when you talk about things that I was thinking about over the weekend. So in my contemplation reflection, I was like, almost every action and reaction has to start with discernment, which triggers the dispassion, and then and this is the cycle. I was going through this systemic application of everything, and I said, and then it triggers the leaning on the wisdom, and then immediately it came back to pointing it towards myself and looking at self-reflection. And today you made the comment that basically said is when I come to that self-reflection is that moment of real true peace. And it turns out to be the fact that I'm saying hello to the real self.
Yes.
And then it just and it opens up the six treasures. And I was like, okay, I like the cycle. And then I started reflecting back on situations. And then as the situations moved forward from this contemplation, which was earlier in the weekend, everything was just anything and everything just bounced off. It just didn't matter. And time
Beautiful.
didn't matter. Where I was didn't matter. And everything got accomplished without any stress. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful said. You see that, you all become teachers to others when you share your experiences. So there is not one teacher because you have to listen to them that how each one is sharing their experiences. So he summarized it that the entire cycle, full circle, that hello real self. That's a good statement, good phrase. Hello real self. No, hello, I want pleasure from outside. I want possession from outside. Pleasure, power, possession, I will have it. I will be in heaven. No, I will continue to live with power, pleasure, and possession. Answer is no, it is not going to give you peace. And then, if I react to you, if I force you, if I dominate you, if I dictate over you, if I drug and addiction, then I will be happy. That is the hell. From where it starts, don't forget it starts from the mind, the very thought process. So the three enemies belongs to this material world. Material world is inert. How are you, Christian Arago?
Oops. There we go. Thank you. I had a busy week and I spent 2 days at our other office and we had to do a bunch of things to the outside. And it was pouring rain and really cold. and some of the parts to the things we were building didn't arrive. And so there were, these worldly challenges. And there were I was working with 3 other people, and I just really didn't have any frustrations at all throughout the entire time, and just took it as it came, and I felt like I was in the flow and really connected to my real self.
Beautiful. Yes, that level of peace and calm must come from inside. It cannot come from outside. Do whatever you want to do. That's a beautiful reflection again in action, in profession. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. And thank you, everyone. Yes, as you said, I feel like I learn so much from every single person every day that we join. And so, Stephen, I feel you on that with realizing the whole loop of it all. And I'm like, oh, it's been, this information has been with us. And now that it's finally resonating and fully, and I notice, because I see my mind play games with me, and I see something that would make a part of the old me jealous, like, oh, someone has something I don't that I want, which is a good thing. Like, it's like I saw someone with pushing a stroller with a baby, and I'm like, oh, I wish that was me. But then I was like, I don't wish that was me, because that still could be me, and there's no need to worry about. And it was so quick that something like that would have consumed me. And now it's just laying back with the real self and being present is so nice. So thank you.
Yes, you are young, and attraction is more for the younger generation in the material world. But if you learn this Eastern wisdom, what we have suffered, you will not suffer as you grow older. Everyone has one story in life, Stephen has one story, Christina Rago has one story, Ashok also has his story that I know very well. You know what happened? I should have learned this. So you are learning a good deal. Very good that you're learning from everyone. Ashok, you have to say something.
Sir, namaste. During the day, sir, there are some moments where I got some anxiety, and then Mangala Charan, I start repeating on that. And during the day, morning, evening, I
Yeah.
am doing the Mangala Charan. That is the only. I believe that is the only. I mean, remedy we can say. That is the
Yeah.
only way
Yeah.
forward.
Yes, in that Mangalacharan, the second point is important. I have to consciously experience is the mind looking inside. Sometimes what happens, I'm just telling you an example, just an example. It's not real. So your mind is consumed by your partner, and you are saying, may there be happiness for all. And the mind says, hell with the partner. May there be happiness for all. Hell, no, 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 that should not happen. The mind should point inside, because that thought process is the tamasic guna. So it means the Mangalacharan is not practiced correctly. Do you want to say anything, Terry? David and Jerry are in Canada, so they will return. Yes. Do you
I'm
want to?
not I'm not clear on what you just said.
Yes. The thought process, there are 3 types of the thought process. Every thought is equal to object plus consciousness, which I discussed, perhaps you all remember. I discussed earlier in different sessions. So every thought is equal to object plus consciousness. Object belongs to the material world. Now this consciousness present manifests through the mind, connects like through a thought, and that thought, if it is harmful, if it is a reactive thought in my mind, it will put me into the hell, means anxiety, stress, and suffering. The same thought process, if it continues with the power, pleasure, and possessions, it will, it will, it will put me into delusion. And if this same thought in the process in the mind, uh, I I will have lot of luxuries in the comforts in the world outside. It puts me into the heavenly idea and the heavenly experience in the mind. But fact is that there is no heaven with reference to the material world. There is no hell with reference to the material world. There is no continuity of pleasure with reference to the material world. It means all comes to the thought process. So I have to maintain awareness of these three types of the thought. Then what is the fourth one is the friend? Let have a thought of the real self. The moment you have a thought of the real self, Stephen explained the full circle. The moment you have a thought of the real self, which is of the nature of peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom, it will take you to a detachment, to discernment, to dispassion, to six treasures, and your mind will have an idea of a self fulfillment. That is what I did talk about it. That I explained you in a different way.
Thank you.
So, say for example, someone says, you know, one guy told me that you are a fraud. I said, thank you very much. And then I sent the text message that, are you coming for a private lesson? He did not. Now he is afraid of me, and he is telling me that I am fraud. Tamse guna, tamse guna. So I just text message in 2 sessions. He did not turn up, and I said thank you. I stopped. Why should I have be? Why should I go into anxiety? Why should I have reaction? So I should. That is what is very important in this journey, because the moment if I react, I fall into the hell, anxiety. So this is what is happening. So the third one, applying the Eastern wisdom in your daily life. False self caught red-handed. We should catch the false self. I'm reacting and angry and agitated. I can act anger. I should not become angry. I should act anxious. I should not become anxious. Sometimes it demands that. What the hell you are doing? No, I don't want to talk. But I'm acting, not allowing that thought process to take over me. The false self caught red-handed. I have to get rid of the old belief. That is what I discussed. Emotions, attitude, behavior, and conduct meets inner emotion, attitude, behavior, and conduct. Meets the three enemies expressed in thought, speech, and action, and then we suffer. We need not to suffer. We can get rid of it. That is the important part of the satsang. I told you before also. What is the thought when you have certain negative emotion? You say that I feel hurt. How you express it? I am upright. I'm upset right now. Don't talk to me. Give me a space. You create a space in your mind. Why you are saying others that you give me a space? Are you crazy? Are you getting it? It is inside. Crying, withdrawing, and reacting sharply. That is the manifestation of the action. What about the attitude? This is important and worth respecting. What is respect? Worth respect? Come on, I'll show you. I bought the high-end car. So you should respect me, but it is pertaining to outside. But why? Because I believe this matters. It is a Rajasic guna. It will cause you problem. It will disturb. All actions are done at the mental level before it manifests outside. Satsang, we will discuss in detail about it. So just think, that two layers are there, inner and the outer layer of the mind. Inner layer, emotions, attitude, behavior, and conduct. And then today I discussed three gunas. Three gunas manifest your inner emotion, attitude, behavior, and conduct before it is expressed as thought, speech, and action. And then we will go to ignorance, ignorance, AMS, moha, delusion, and suffering. Think of it. Think of it. So, second layer is the three gunas. Then we have emotion, attitude, behavior, and conduct. And then we have thought, speech, and action. So these three, before the three gunas, we have AM, as I told you, avidya, ignorance, and moha, the delusion, and shoka, the suffering. So suffering basically begins at non-thinking level because we have accumulated lot of impressions. And then first level of manifestation through the three gunas. I look at you and I already have a sensation of reaction or love or affection or pleasure. And then it forms emotion, attitude, behavior, and conduct. Clear? And then it is expressed as thought, speech, and action. So, which I explained as a thought process. So, check your thought process. The moment someone has done the harm, don't allow the thoughts of hell. It will cause more problem. First, go to the real self, come out and see that how you can deal with it. Acting angry, not becoming angry is the way to do it. So the 4 steps, remember, 4 steps. Satsang, detachment. From detachment, freedom from a delusion. The moment you have a freedom from the delusion, the mind is already steady. Steady wisdom. And that steady wisdom can move deeper inside. It will stay inside for hours and days and weeks together. It will manifest. It will lead you to an awakening. We'll talk about this topic in detail. Let us start with our journey of a longer meditation. Eyes are closed. Stage 1. Stage 1. You remember place, position, and posture. Then you're looking inside. The second step is looking at the entire body, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You started noticing the unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. That becomes our third step, being carefree. Who notices? The observer. Where is the observer located? Not outside, it is located inside you. Uh, so that observer is not chasing any thought. Observer remains as it is. It does not chase the thought, feeling, and emotions. What it does a cognitive change in experience. Do you experience the cognitive change? What is the cognitive change? Sama, Dhamma means inner calm in the external calm. You get a flash of it. Oh, I have yet to complete my meditation mindfulness, and I experience, yes. As a seeker, you experience. So, Sama, Dhamma, Uparama, all the six treasures lives. In that six treasures, in those moments, the Mangalacharan is done the best. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. The first time when we practice the Mangalacharan, that is the step. Just for 5 minutes every day in the morning and evening, and after that you audit. But here is a full circle of meditation where we also add the Mangalacharan because it helps us to directly points to the real self. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness for all. Instead of looking that my complete is not, my job is not complete today, that is why I'm into anxiety. You have to check the wholeness in inside you first before you think of it. No work of any human being is complete, including Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Bill Gates. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. Now we will see if the discernment and dispassion is working in the mind at its highest level. What is that? Step 6, neighbors in the real self. Who I am and who I am not. There is another way to put it. Who am I and what is mine? Means there is a difference between mine and I am. Means me is not mine. I believe you are getting it. So the world outside is mine. We say my world of partner, uh, parents, and home, and car, and the finances, and the bank account. All this is mine. not me. I believe you're getting it. I'm not. This is the word. I'm taking you to a different level now. Previously, we were understanding what is the first neighbor, the world outside. Now we are understanding what is mine and what is me. What I am is not mine. But when the mind becomes the me, it is because of the three gunas, three enemies, and then we have a problem. Second neighbor is the body, physical body. My body is not me. To enjoy, be aware of the physical body. It keeps on demanding, it keeps on changing. And the mind has created a pattern of fear of birth and the death here. Third neighbor is the prana, the energy body, hunger and thirst. Hunger and thirst. Yes, hunger and thirst caused by this third body, the prana, energy body. Whenever you are hungry, we need energy, simple. But, energy body is mine, not me. So that is why we started that it is a neighbor. Neighbor means not me. So my focus was there. So now the focus is not mine. Fourth neighbor is the mind. Mind, the mental body. Mind with the five sense organs is known as the mental body. Or you can add even the five motor organs. The fifth neighbor, intellect with the sense organs plus the ego. Ego is also belongs to the material world with the three gunas, not me. And the sixth neighbor is the ignorance, causal body. Now you see how I'm explaining you step by step. I told you that you have to apply, you have to audit and assess. In that audit and assess, I made it thought, speech, and action external. First layer, emotion, attitude, behavior, and conduct. Second layer, the three gunas. Fourth layer is ignorance, delusion, and suffering. That is again belonging to the mind. And then we come to the causal body. Causal body. That is the sixth neighbor. So beyond that, I am, I am real self. That is what we are. So now start breathing. Just look at the breath, the flow of the breath. The flow of the breath. And I told you when you look at the flow of the breath, you remember the 3 point attention on the breath. At +1, you check whether the flow is equal through both the nostrils or not. If they are equal on any given day, be sure you are deeper in mindfulness. You, even if you don't do the next following steps and you are able to maintain the status quo, you'll be absorbed into the deeper state. Just see. Let us see. And now we will move to the second stage. You look inside the center of the chest. Pay attention to the space there. And then start breathing long, deep, and the hissing breath into your chest, into the entire rib cage. Your rib cage from the collarbone to the last rib, it expands and it contracts. Yes, with the hissing sound, long, deep in the hissing sound, you're doing it. Continue. Pay attention. Your expansion and squeezing of the entire rib cage should take place. That will help you a great deal. Uh, and as I'm reminding you, normally people say pranayama, they talk a lot of things. Eastern wisdom, Patanjali, and other masters clearly says two things. One, the mind becomes steady, means it gets a remarkable focus inside. Second is, it removes the veil of ignorance, means it purifies your mind. Yeah, scientific level is okay. We see that, it stimulates the respiratory center, therefore it triggers the receptors, peripheral and chemoreceptors, which leads you to the freshness, or you can say the calmness inside the head. Because of increased oxygen concentration and also the increased carbon dioxide concentration. Physiologically, the science says, because you are able to withstand the higher concentration of carbon dioxide, and that helps the brain to live in a higher state of awareness. Now leave this, return to the three-pointed awareness of the breath. First check flow of the breath. Breath is going in and out, feeling the sensation. And now look inside the belly button, deep inside. Keep your focus inside there and start breathing into your belly. Expand your belly during inhalation and squeeze your belly during exhalation. Deep, long, and the hissing breath. We are still doing 3 minutes each. We'll stop. We'll start with maybe 4 minutes or 5 minutes. You're breathing long, deep, and the hissing into your belly means the portion below the last rib and above the waist region. At a very deeper and higher level, of this type of breathing, we become intensively aware of the four parts of the belly: the lower part, the upper part, the lower, below the belly, above the belly, right side of the belly, left side of the belly. Let us see whether we will be able to reach there. But I'm keeping more or less the same steps. With each step, you are going deeper and you understand deeply. Yes. And now leave this, return to the flow of the breath. First, check the flow of the breath is equal, and then the three-pointed awareness of the breath. So it is not that, we are not checking uh, our endurance, but we build our endurance consciously. So 3 minutes is very normal. That is why I ask everyone to follow 3 minutes. 6 minutes, we'll have a different approach. Now move your mind deep inside the center of the forehead and start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath, both into your belly and the rib cage. You inhale, first into the belly, then into the rib cage. Breathe out from the belly and then the rib cage. Deep, long in the hissing breath. So when you follow this long practice every day, at least long practice every day. But if you don't find the time, we already have a Thursday. That is a passive, but passive practice should be done during the day in your personal, professional, family activities so that you will be able to get rid of that delusion and maintain the calm and peace. Are you breathing in both into the belly and the rib cage? First into the belly, then the rib cage, from the belly, from the rib cage, long deep in the hissing breath. So it has to be educated to the body. How it is to be educated? You first inhale into the belly, and then you continue to inhale into the rib cage. You exhale from the belly and then from the rib cage. Now stop this, return to the flow of the breath. Return to the flow of the breath. Three-pointed awareness of the breath and attention on the breath. And now instead you start breathing deep, silent and slow. Now totally opposite. It is deep, silent and slow. As you inhale, first you inhale into the belly, into the rib cage. But as you inhale, you move the mind from the top center of the head into the spine, reaching to the tailbone, singing mentally Om Shanti. And while breathing out from the belly, first the mind also rises from the tailbone into the spine, singing mentally Om Shanti. reaching to the top center of the head. There are a lot of points of awareness. Continue. Shanti. You already know. I put this into the second stage. Shanti. So every time, every inhalation and exhalation, you are now leave this. Return to the 3 point attention on the breath. You already know. So that 3 point attention on the breath, and there you drop Om Shanti on each breath going in and out. And we discussed what we discussed in this step, then how you drop Om Shanti on such a short breath. So I'm just reminding you, it is Pashyanti, it is perceived japa. It's not movement of the lips or the tongue, even, if mentally, even you say Om Shanti, in the meantime, the breath goes in and out. So it is Pashyanti. I don't need, it doesn't take, it takes a fraction of a second. The moment I look at you, oh, here is the Stephen. The Stephen is there in the Pashyanti, in the perception of the mind. It is not being repeated mentally. What a great understanding of these great masters. And now drop Om Shanti on the 16 segments of the fingers. You already know. You can drop the way you like. You can take a longer time, depending on the mood and the mood of the mind at this moment. Everyone has a different mood in the mood of the mind. Even on one segment, it may take long time. Om Shanti. Or it can happen in a fraction of a second. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Continue. And now move the mind inside your heart. Visualize the triangle pointing upward equilateral and move the mind on each side of the triangle, dropping Om Shanti. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, to check the mind is thinking clearly, as if you are enjoying. There is no resistance and duality at all. Longer practice. So you have also to check when you do the longer practice every day at your home, you check whether the mind resists. Resist, you must do it. Why? To get rid of that resistance. But if you simply escape, it will not work. Yes, that's an important point I discussed just now. If the mind resists of going for a longer practice, you must do it. And now move the mind deep inside, singing mentally inside the cave of your heart. Singing mentally, Om. Feeling mind seems to stop, you drop Shanti and then do nothing. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down, we'll share our experiences. Are you Terry?
I'm I was a little bit guilty of intruding thoughts about my lunch.
Let the mind be guilty. Why you should be guilty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let the mind do whatever it wants to do. I'm not the mind. Finished. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good, sir. I think I was absorbed even before I closed my eyes. Just felt this, went to this very deep, dark space. And from time to time, the mind was showing me images. And it was the same image. It was a Hawaiian flower over and over again during different spots. And then I finally identified what that was. And I said, oh, it's a plumeria. And it went away. And, and, and that was it. And I was just in this dark spot. So great. Thanks.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes, that dark spot is important. How are you, Dennis?
It was very, very deep, dark, thoughtless, and peaceful. So, thank
Beautiful.
you.
Beautiful. How are you, Christina Ragu?
Thank you. It felt like really long. I felt like we were sitting here for hours and hours, and that I could continue to sit.
Good. That is good. It means your mind was absorbed deeper inside. Wonderful. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. It was very deep. My body coming out of that, I felt so much tightness that like all of a sudden it was like all of this, not pain, but I felt my body and it felt very heavy. But I followed you throughout the whole thing and it just went by in a blink. But it was so long at the same. It's so cool. Time is not real when we have our eyes closed.
Very good. It means everyone is enjoying that state. Beautiful. How are you, Ashok?
Thank you, sir. Sir, mind is very peaceful, calm, and enjoying the session.
Yes,
Thanks.
choice is yours. You be with your honey or be with me. No, I'm saying to everyone that is, thank you. No.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, everyone. Namaste, everyone. Namaste, everyone.